My name is Olivia, and I've always had a fascination with old, abandoned houses, their creaking floors, faded wallpaper, and secrets hidden within the walls. When I heard about the House of Shadows, a derelict mansion on the outskirts of town, I couldn't resist the temptation to explore its haunted halls. But little did I know that my curiosity would lead me into a chilling encounter with the past. The House of Shadows stood as a haunting silhouette against the setting sun. Its once grand facade was now covered in ivy, and the windows were boarded up. As if the house itself was hiding from the world, locals spoke of a tragic history of family that had lived there generations ago, only to vanish one fateful night, leaving the house shrouded in darkness. Ignoring the warning glances of the townspeople, I ventured inside, my heart pounding with both fear and excitement. The air was thick with dust, and the creaking floorboards echoed through the empty halls. As I explored the rooms, I noticed strange symbols etched into the walls, and a sense of unease settled over me. But I pressed on, drawn deeper into the mysteries of the House of Shadows. As night descended, the house seemed to come alive with an eerie energy. Shadows danced along the walls, and the air was filled with haunting whispers that seemed to echo from the past. I set up a camera to document my exploration, hoping to capture any evidence of the house's haunting. As I looked through the lens, I saw faint apparitions, figures that moved through the darkness with a spectral grace. The whispers grew louder, their voices filled with sorrow and despair. I felt a chilling presence in the room, as if the spirits of the past were watching my every move. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and I could see my breath in the air. I knew I wasn't alone. I could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon me. As I moved through the house, I came across an old family portrait hanging on the wall. The faces of the family members were weathered and faded, but their eyes seemed to follow me, their expressions hauntingly somber. My heart ached as I felt a connection to the tragic family that had once called this house their home. I could sense their pain and longing, as if their spirits were trapped within the walls, unable to find peace. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved deeper into the house's history as I researched old newspaper articles in town archives. I discovered the tragic tale of the family that had lived there. The Pendletons were a wealthy and respected family in the town, known for their philanthropy and kindness. But one stormy night, tragedy struck. The entire family disappeared without a trace. Rumors of foul play and supernatural forces swirled through the town, but no evidence was ever found. The House of Shadows was left abandoned, its secrets buried within its crumbling walls. As I continued my investigation, I began to experience strange phenomena, objects moving on their own, doors slamming shut, and the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. It was as if the spirits of the past were trying to communicate with me, to tell their story of sorrow and despair. One night, as I lay in a makeshift bed within the house, I heard faint whispers in the darkness. The voices were haunting and pleading, and I felt an overwhelming sadness wash over me. "Help us," the voices whispered. "We're trapped." Unable to move on, I reached out, desperate to offer comfort to the tormented spirits. "What happened to you?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The room fell silent, and a chilling wind swept through the house. Suddenly, a shadowy figure materialized before me, a woman with flowing hair and hollow eyes. She wore a bloodstained gown, and her ethereal form seemed to hover above the ground. "I am Eleanor Pendleton," she whispered, her voice a haunting echo in the air. "We were betrayed, trapped within these walls by a malevolent force." I listened to Eleanor's tragic tale, the betrayal of a trusted friend, a dark ritual that bound their spirits to the house, and a curse that kept them from finding peace. Determined to help Eleanor and her family find closure, I sought the guidance of a local medium, a woman known for her ability to communicate with the spirits. Together, we performed a seance, hoping to free the tormented souls from their spectral prison. The air crackled with energy, and the house seemed to vibrate with unseen forces. Eleanor's spirit emerged, her presence filling the room with an overwhelming sense of sorrow. She spoke of the darkness that had consumed them, and the pain of being trapped in a limbo between the living and the dead. With each passing moment, Eleanor's form grew fainter, as if the ritual was draining her remaining energy, but she persisted, desperate to break free from the malevolent force that held her captive. Suddenly, a violent force surged through the room, and the temperature dropped to an icy chill. Eleanor's form wavered, and a sinister presence loomed over us, a malevolent entity that sought to prevent the spirits from finding peace. Fear gripped me, but I knew I had to stay strong. With the medium's guidance, I urged Eleanor and her family to let go of their pain and embrace the light. As the seance continued, the malevolent entity seemed to retreat. Unable to withstand the collective strength of our will, Eleanor's form grew brighter, and a sense of tranquility washed over the room. With a final burst of energy, Eleanor and her family vanished, their spirits finally free from the haunting grip of the House of Shadows. The room fell silent, and I knew that the curse had been broken. The house seemed to sigh with relief, its walls no longer burdened by the weight of the past. As I stepped outside into the morning light, I knew that my encounter with the House of Shadows would stay with me forever. It had been a journey into the heart of darkness, and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. But as I looked back at the old mansion, I couldn't help but feel a sense of peace, a feeling that the tormented souls of the past had finally found the closure they had long sought. The House of Shadows would forever be a haunting memory, but it had also taught me the importance of confronting our fears, unraveling the mysteries of the past, and finding solace in the light that shines through even the darkest of shadows.